Why the US visa is losing its shine. The full story. Hey everyone, welcome back to Global Perspectives TV. It's great to have you here. Today, we're tackling a topic that's been sparking heated discussions across the globe: the US visa system. Once upon a time, a US visa was the ultimate golden ticket, a pass to the land of opportunity, the American dream. But now, it's starting to feel more like a pricey, bureaucratic obstacle course that's pushing people away. In this video, I am breaking down 6 big reasons why the US visa is losing its allure, and what that means for you, whether you're a traveler, a student, a business owner, or just someone curious about what's going on. Buckle up, because this is a wild ride, and I've got a lot to unpack. Let's dive in. Reason 1: skyrocketing costs that hit hard. Let's start with the wallet. Back in the early 2000s, applying for a US visa was pretty affordable. Think $20 or $30 for something like an ESTA. Fast forward to 2025, and that same ESTA costs $40. But wait, there's more. Starting this year, there's talk of a new $250 visa integrity fee for certain applicants. If you're a Chinese citizen needing an electronic visa update system, EVIS add another $30 to the tab. And don't even get me started on the steady rise in USCIS fees. Since April 2024, some have jumped by 20% or more. It's like walking into a coffee shop expecting to pay $5 for a latte, only to find out it's now $15 with extra service fees. The government says these hikes are about funding border security and maintaining the system. Sounds reasonable, right? But to a middle-class family in Mexico saving up to visit their kids studying in the US, or a retiree in India dreaming of seeing the Grand Canyon, these fees are a gut punch. Imagine scraping together $250, enough to cover 2 weeks of groceries, a month of gas for your car, or maybe 20 beers at your local Burnley, to hand it over for a chance at a visa that might not even get approved. That's not just money, it's hope being drained. I came across a story on X about a family in Italy who said applying for a US visa felt like paying a fine for a crime you didn't commit. It's funny, but it's also heartbreaking. These costs aren't just numbers, they're barriers keeping families apart and dreams on hold. And the message it sends: if you want in, pay up. That's not the America we grew up hearing about. So, what do you think? Are these fees protecting the system, or are they just a sneaky way to make a quick buck? Let me know in the comments. Reason 2: wait times that feel like forever. If you've ever groaned about a 2-hour wait at the doctor's office, brace yourself. In some countries, like India, US visa interview wait times have stretched to over 600 days. That's nearly 2 years. In New Delhi, there was a point where you could book an appointment today and not get a slot until your kid is halfway through college. And starting in 2025, new rules are making it even tougher. Most applicants now have to attend in-person interviews in their home country, no more flying to a nearby country like Thailand or Mexico to speed things up. It's a simple but brutal game. Wait, wait, and wait some more. The official reason: security, of course. They say it's about thorough vetting, but dig a little deeper and you'll find consulates are severely understaffed, and the systems they use are stuck in the dial-up era. It's like trying to check out at a supermarket with 50 people in line and only one cashier. Everyone sees the problem, but no one's fixing it. This isn't just annoying, it's costly. Businesses lose talent. A tech company in Texas once gave up on hiring a Brazilian engineer because he couldn't get an interview for 14 months. Families miss out on irreplaceable moments: a dad in Nigeria waiting to see his daughter graduate, or a grandma in Brazil hoping to attend her grandson's wedding, only to be stuck watching it on Zoom. Time is the one thing you can't get back, and these delays are stealing it. How many opportunities are slipping away because of this? It's not just the applicants suffering, it's the US economy too. Let's talk about that later, but first, let's hit the next hurdle. Reason 3. Border checks that feel like an invasion. You've made it through the fees and the wait, and you finally land in the US. You're pumped until a border officer says, "Hand over your phone and unlock your laptop." In 2024, US Customs and Border Protection inspected over 47,000 devices at entry points. That's a tiny fraction of the millions who enter, but the psychological impact is massive. Imagine starting your dream vacation or business trip by handing over your personal messages, photos, or work emails for a stranger to scroll through. It's like someone reading your diary out loud. The justification is always security, but the process is a mess. In some places, officers need clear documentation to search your device. In others, they can do it on a whim. You're left playing a lottery. Will you breeze through, or will you spend hours explaining why you have a work email labeled confidential? A Canadian engineer shared on X how he was detained in New York because his company laptop had sensitive client data. He spent hours justifying every file, only to tell his colleagues later, "Next time, I'm flying through Europe." Stories like this spread like wildfire, and they're making people think twice about choosing the US. This isn't just about privacy, it's about the message it sends. Instead of "Welcome to the land of freedom," it's "We're watching you." Compare that to Europe, where new systems let you scan your fingerprint or face and move on quickly. In the US, it feels like they're scanning your WhatsApp chats instead. It's no wonder some travelers are opting for Paris or Tokyo over New York. If you've ever faced this at the border, share your story below. I want to hear how it felt. Reason 4: a lottery of nationalities. Now, let's talk about the visa application itself. You've got your documents in order, your finances are clear, and your travel plans are legit. But then bam, you're rejected. Why? Not because of your paperwork, but because of the flag on your passport. In 2023, B visa rejection rates varied wildly: 25.78% for Vietnamese applicants, 10.99% for Indians, and a jaw-dropping 78% for Liberians. That's worse odds than a slot machine in Vegas. At least in a casino, you know the rules. With us visas, it's a black box some get through, others don't, and no one explains why. This lottery of nationalities sends a harsh message. We don't trust you. It doesn't matter if you're a professor, a business owner, or a tourist with a solid bank account. If you're from a higher risk country, you're more likely to be turned away. A Nigerian academic shared a story that hit me hard. He was denied a visa to speak at a US conference, but was later invited to present via Zoom. He laughed bitterly, saying, "I'm good enough for a screen, but not to step foot in America." That kind of rejection doesn't just hurt, it humiliates. When stories like this spread on X, TikTok, or coffee shop chats, they chip away at the US visa's reputation. People start asking, is it worth the gamble? For many, the answer is no. They're turning to countries with clearer, fairer processes. And that's not just a personal loss. It's an economic one. To reason 5, the economic ripple effect. Here's where it gets real for everyone, not just visa applicants. The US economy is taking a hit because of this broken system. Tech giants like Google and Amazon are desperate for engineers, hospitals are begging for nurses, and universities rely on international students to keep programs running. But the visa system is like a clogged highway. During rush hour, hundreds of thousands of applications are stuck in limbo. A 2024 report estimated that visa delays cost the US economy billions in lost tourism, investment, and talent. But take a hospital in rural Ohio. They're short on nurses because international hires can't get visas fast enough. Surgeries get delayed, and patients regular Americans pay the price with longer waits and higher costs. Or look at universities. International students often pay full tuition, subsidizing costs for local students. When visa hurdles scare them off, schools raise fees, and middle-class American families end up with bigger student loans. A state university in Ohio had to cut an entire program after Chinese student enrollments dropped due to new EVAS fees. That's not just a course, it's jobs, innovation, and opportunities gone. Businesses are feeling it too. A startup in California lost a deal because their Indian consultant couldn't get a visa in time. The contract went to Canada instead. Multiply that by thousands of stories, and you see the problem. The US is pushing talent, money, and opportunities to competitors like Europe, Canada, or Singapore, where visa processes are smoother. But the real victims: everyday Americans, workers, students, and families who face higher costs and fewer jobs because of these barriers. Reason 6. A tarnished legacy. Let's zoom out for the big picture. Over a century ago, Ellis Island was a beacon of hope, welcoming millions with dreams of a better life. The Statue of Liberty's torch lit the way, promising opportunity for all who showed up with grit and determination. That was the American dreamer story of openness and possibility. But today, that dream feels like it's behind a paywall. A $250 visa integrity fee, endless waits, invasive checks, and random rejections have turned the US into what some call a global toll booth. This isn't just about bureaucracy. It's about America's identity. Are we still the land of opportunity, or are we a country that makes you jump through hoops just to visit? When a veteran wrote in his memoir, "We fought for freedom of movement, but now my grandson pays to prove he's honest," it hit hard. The US visa used to be a symbol of trust and welcome. Now, it's starting to feel like a premium subscription service. Pay more, get less, and maybe you'll still get rejected. If this keeps up, the world might stop seeing the US as the ultimate destination. Students are already choosing Canada for simpler visas and job prospects. Entrepreneurs are eyeing Singapore's transparent systems. Tourists are picking Rome or Tokyo over New York. The US risks becoming just another option, not the dream it once was. Imagine a day when a Canadian visa is harder to get than a US one. It sounds crazy, but it's not impossible if these trends continue. What's the future of the American dream? So, here's the million-dollar question. Is the American dream still worth chasing? The US visa used to be a VIP pass to opportunity, but it's starting to feel like a lottery ticket you're really not sure you can cash. The Statue of Liberty still stands tall, but is her torch being dimmed by fees, delays, and distrust? And who's really paying the price? It's not just the applicants, it's American businesses, students, workers, and families. I want to hear from you. Have you or someone you know struggled with the US visa process? Do you think these policies are protecting America, or are they building walls that keep the world out? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading every single one, and your stories fuel these videos. If you could change one thing about the visa system, what would it be? Let's get this conversation going. If you found this video eye-opening, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. We're all about breaking down big issues with real talk and fresh perspectives. A quick note, this video is for discussion and analysis based on publicly available info. For visa or immigration advice, always consult official government sources or a qualified expert. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. All are the reason I keep making these videos. See you in the next one.